name is Karel Žoha, and I work as a PragueJS company as a senior software engineer. I'm mainly focused on the front-end part of our product, which is like leading pricing cloud platform. So, what is Bun? Have anyone of you heard about Bun already? Yeah, okay. So you are familiar with Node.js, I suppose? With Deno? Do you know Deno? Okay. So Bun is another aim for the same purpose as Deno was. Already Deno was developed by Ryan, original author of Node.js. After many years, he was developing Node.js and managing the community around it. He realized that there are some fundamental flaws in the design of Node.js, and he tried to redo these and introduced Deno, which is totally different approach to JavaScript runtime. Bun is more like practical oriented, like on a day-to-day usage. Its main aim is to provide fast running JavaScript runtime together with TypeScript transpiler, which will be compatible with current tooling like NPM and other stuff we already know and use. So, from point of view of performance, I think it looks really great. This is a comparison of current version of Bun, which was released, I suppose, 5 days ago. Node.js and Deno. This is server side React rendering, I suppose. Yeah. So who's the author? Jared Sumner. His X-Teal Fellowship. I honestly wasn't able to find out much more about him. So yeah, looks like a young smart guy. He was working on a Bun for a year before it became famous. Before this first public release in suppose June this year, and since the June it really got a lot of traction. He founded a own company, and which is focused solely on developing Bun and provide hosting service. And already raised $7 million. So I suppose it's quite good success for what became as a one-man show. So if you compare Bun.sh to Node.js, it is compatible with NPM ecosystem. It supports both CommonJS and AS packages. There is the main part of Node and API already presented. It's roughly like 9% implemented, 90%. Sorry. So I don't know if you are familiar with this API is. It's the basic core around the JavaScript runtime in Node.js, which provides services to all other Node modules, which are on the next row. They are not fully present here yet, but they work hard on it just now. These node modules, I mean, like FS module or
The core modules.
yeah, these core modules, like Node.js standard library. It already has JS6 transpiler, TypeScript transpiler, and not CSS transpiler, but it can load CSS as modules, the same way Webpack does. And it favors web APIs like fetch and similar. There are not as many web APIs provided yet as there are, for example, in Deno, but yeah, this is what they aim for. It has native support for .env. If you know this module for Node.js, it's quite useful utility, so it's here. There is native support or native module for SQLite database, and there is this Bun FFI, which is a module for direct communication with other runtime models, native models. You can even connect it to other languages and stuff like this. And one write, it has its own I/O routines and support, which is a lot faster than Node.js.
So is Bun.sh the same like FS in Node, or?
Yeah, it has a bit different API, but provides similar functionality.
Okay.
So, if you compare it to Deno, there is no support for CommonJS in Deno. It supports only ES modules, and it's focused mainly on sort of browser JavaScript experience. It supports Node and many Node modules, currently more than Bun, but it's not fully supported yet in Deno, and Bun is focusing on this area to reach similar results. Both include the TypeScript transpiler. I wasn't really able to find how does TypeScript transpilation work in Bun exactly. I know that Deno uses just JavaScript TSC distribution. It's copied directly from TypeScript code to Deno, and it's used there. In Bun it should be a bit faster, so they have their own implementation. They don't have implementation yet for all features that are in TypeScript. For example, decorators and stuff like this. Yeah, there are web APIs in both. In Deno, there is currently better support for various web APIs, but yeah, Bun is playing fast. STD, some standard library. Yeah, there is a big standard library in Deno. It provides its own set of modules for various tasks. Nothing similar is here in Bun. Yeah, there are just few basic modules. Support for WebAssembly, one is working on it, and can work as npm client. It comes to Deno, but it's baked to the core of Bun from the beginning. Yeah. So let's see some examples how actually the code can look like. This is simple HTTP server. Nothing extra fancy. Just simple export. There is configuration file in a Bun ecosystem. Config toml uses toml syntax, and in this file you can say if the module you're writing is intended to be used as a server or in browser. And when based on this you can provide just simple export as this, and it will start HTTP server and it will serve requests this way. These requests and response are just common browser APIs, so nothing surprising. On the other hand, you can write easily command line applications like this. It's important that you have await available on a top level, so you can use it like this without any worry about some wrapping promises. Yeah. And it can serve React from server side too. Because it has native support for JS6, you can write React directly like this, and it works similar in a similar fashion for CSS. So you can import CSS modules as you are used to a React application, and you can use it as a package manager. It works quite well just now. These are benchmarks from current Bun version compared to Node.js. What is it? npm, yarn, and npm. You can see that Bun is a lot faster than other package managers. If you wonder how it is possible, maybe here is good to say that Bun has its own log file format, which is binary, not textual, and it actually bundles all the npm modules to this binary format, and your code then uses this binary implementation. So the Bun application is distributed as this one binary bundle that is read in runtime.
You know how big those files can be? Like for a normal project, it can be quite big, right?
Well, I suppose these are minified JavaScripts with simple structure to be found really fast. That's it. What's not implemented yet? Web streams. Web streams with HTML and work. Oh, like you can see for yourself. Package hosting, yeah. And there is not some similar alternative to Lerna or ERM workspaces. It's not prepared for monorepos yet. But there is some effort to provide this. Yeah, there are source maps, and there is no tree shaking. But there is quite interesting effort that in a development mode, Bun tries to provide you a header placement, which will be really huge if it will be possible in a really smooth way in a future. So, what's my overall impression of this? I suppose it's quite interesting how much stuff can one guy in 1 year do with help of few people till now, but there are not like really many contributors yet, so it's quite impressive. It's work in progress. It's not production ready, but even now it can do a lot, and it will be really interesting to watch this project in the future.
Do you know the release date of some production version? Is it written there? Or?
Like some
promise when they want to go to.
No. I can imagine that there is a lot of work going on when they need to build some hosting services or something like this to get some revenue. Maybe then the development will speed up.
Have you tried Bun on some real project?
Yeah, I've not anything like production ready, but I was curious if I will be even able to package our company's project.
Mm-hmm.
This is monorepo, so I've chosen one that one package that had no dependencies on other packages, and it got dependencies quite easily and fast, and it was able to bundle it. So just out of the box. Maybe it's good to say that currently supported platforms are macOS, Linux, and Windows subsystem for Linux.
Good decision.
Yeah.
It's why you took just 1 year,
Yeah.
because you don't have to support Windows.
I think you don't need to support Windows even like 10 years. Okay. Are there any questions or comments?